division rivalries, time machine trades,
and more.
All right, so welcome to BlazerTag Podcast official episode 1, because the pilot doesn't count.
That was episode 000.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we were just hoping the networks picked it up, that's all.
Like the Dame, the man, the myth, the legend.
The letter O.
The letter O. I like to say the number 0, but no one likes zeros.
No, it's a letter.
Except for heroes.
It's a letter.
It's a letter.
Like Oakland and Oregon.
And Ogden.
Duh.
Ooh, I never thought about that perspective.
That's literally what Lillard has said it's for.
Dang it! Why do I not catch this stuff?
Repeatedly. That is a meme. Come on, where you been?
So clearly, I don't read memes that often. Even though we send memes to each other.
I was gonna say that's
every
90% of our text.
Yeah, that's.
You have literally never sent me a Lillard meme.
Because
I'm ashamed.
Well, if you're talking about the GIF I have of the shot that comes out at least every other week, then
when I'm
clearly
sad,
you're
he
wrong.
sends it to me. It makes me
Isn't
happy.
that what you sent me after you?
No, that's not.
That's a different shot. That's a different shot.
Different one.
I digress. So cool. Well, yeah. So due to overwhelming demand, we're back. All 9 subscribers, and we love every single one of you guys. So again, we're doing.
Thanks,
this again.
Mom.
We're back.
Wives.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, wives, and thanks to all the ghost accounts I created. We have 9 whole subscribers. Boom, and do not shut us down, YouTube. So a little housekeeping. We are absolutely on YouTube because that's how you're seeing us. Or if you're listening to us, we also have our approval with iTunes, so you guys could download us and subscribe on iTunes.
Quickly before they take it down.
Yes,
Hit
100%.
subscribe, share with all of your friends.
Yeah, we're not
Bootleg
considered a
it.
profanity show, but wait till they catch us. We're screwed. So,
This isn't adult content. It's adultish.
adultish content.
So you're giving us a hard PG-13?
Well, you can only say fuck once per PG-13.
And
right?
and
Any-
there it
any
went.
literally
There it
ruined our
went.
talent at this
You
point.
wasted it.
So, I mean, is it kind of like 90s PG-13 where it was like, everything was like really graphic, and nowadays it's like, isn't that 90s PG-13 where everything is a little bit more highly graphic in the lower
I
end?
cannot gauge which is
Yeah.
which for which PG-13.
My barometer set by whatever Showtime has on late at night.
Yeah.
Beat Skinamax. So, speaking of skin, how about people who wear tank tops, specifically jerseys?
There we go.
Specifically ones that look like
Red,
nothing in nature.
black, white.
I don't know.
Have tiny pinwheels on them.
Yeah,
Maybe
those
somewhere.
ones.
And apparently, no advertisers.
Well,
Advertising
other
patch.
than that giant Nike swoosh that everyone has.
Yeah, but the patch that we can all get.
We have not yet received funding to sponsor the other patch.
Yes. We're working on it. So if you guys subscribe and we hit, I don't know, like 10 million subscribers, and we'll sponsor it.
I still don't think we'll have enough money from it at 10 million subscribers.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's go right. So obviously you didn't come here to listen to us banter about dumb bullshit. Maybe you did.
Actually, I
thought that was 90% of our shtick.
That's why we're here, is to talk about bullshit.
Yeah,
But this
it's-
isn't bullshit. Blazers, serious business.
Blazer fans talking about Blazer things. That's all. That's all this is.
And you know what?
The sprinkling of the bullshit.
I would argue to say that any of you out there listening probably can't wait, like we can't wait, till the season starts. So I think the most fitting question to ask and to pose is, what are you guys looking forward to most this season? Don't go for it. Don't all jump at one time.
All at once.
I mean-
Whitledge, hit me.
No, not physically hit you.
Okay.
Wow. For those of you listening on audio, I just got punched in the arm.
Yes, and Whitledge is notorious for spilling beers, so spilling and punching is his...
I'm holding it this time.
he's holding
I'm
it.
There
holding
was not a drop
I
spilled, as far as I know.
I was told real men
you
hold
can
their
count on
beers.
the tally right here or there. I can't even...
Depends on where he puts it in. He's just going to have it follow
It's
his
gonna be
finger
up there
now.
somewhere. Probably. Oh, there we go. Right there in the center. Yeah,
Whitledge is
I'm
falling.
backwards. Okay.
So no,
anyway, Whitledge, what are you looking forward to?
thing I'm most looking forward to is I don't know how excited you guys are for it, but a defensive center. There's when was the last? I mean,
Well, we had it for 4 weeks, 6 weeks?
yeah, but I'm so far right now
we're
I'm
pretty-
I'm promised from the beginning of the season we actually get to play a full set with a defensive center.
For which I
Or
can
for
say,
lack of a better term, a
yay.
big angry white man that's not afraid to lose some teeth during a game.
That's when you say big angry white man that's not afraid to lose teeth in the NBA, what you mean is European.
This is true.
So I think to decipher what Whitledge is saying, because he doesn't want to articulate it right now.
No,
But
words
we're
are
talking about
bad.
Nurk. Nurk's the man. I think we all can agree that this is someone we're looking forward to.
Full season of Nurk, man. I am happy.
Yeah,
So happy.
that's what you're seeing on film right here is not because I'm hot. It's because I have Nurk fever.
There's only one prescription.
More beer.
No, that would be an assist from Nurk to Vonleh or maybe Swanigan at this point.
Ooh, more threes from Nurk.
He's
No.
had 2 in his career.
No, and that is too many.
No, never again.
I
don't need
understand
more.
we're a heavy
I'm good.
we're a 3-point shooting team, but I mean, just that's what the other 4 guys are for, please.
You know what I'm looking forward to? November 5th. That is the first home game against Oklahoma City, featuring Paul George, who we made the best offer for, but some jerk named Kevin Pritchard for some reason has a vendetta against us and wouldn't take it.
Angry
And
against his
some other
boss.
guy, Caramel?
Caramel, yeah.
Yeah, Caramel.
Caramel Antony.
Oh, he's dead to me. That's right.
Antone Harvey?
I've completely deleted him from my head. My thoughts.
So, can I ask the question, though I think I know the answer? Has Melo now joined the ranks of the always booed when they come to Portland with Felton?
No.
Well, he's not going to be as hard as Felton. Felton's got a lifetime hate for as long as he's got a career. Who's the other guy from
Aldridge
Orlando?
Are we booing Aldridge
We're still booing Aldridge, but
Is Turkoglu still in the league?
Oh, Turkoglu, yeah, Turkey boy. I think he is. Yeah,
The
may have
NBA
to-
one, right? He's not playing
he
in
was here
China.
last season.
Okay.
In fact, I think I want to say Orlando signed him to a stupid contract that went out too long, and so he's been a deep bench guy, but he's still playing.
Orlando's good
In
at
fact,
one
I
thing.
remember
It's-
booing him last season
Okay.
at a game.
You're like the guy. Like the crowd's just completely silent. You're like, boo, all the way from like 300 level.
There was quite a few of us.
I do have a random question to ask on this. So, as far as screaming at players when they're on the court, does anybody still chant Chalupa when they see Babbitt make an appearance back in the back, or is that just me?
No,
I've given up
that's-
on
you're
chalupas.
alone.
No.
I'm even past the McMuffin.
I mean, I chanted Chalupa for 1, maybe 2 seasons after they got rid of that promotion. For those of you not 3-4 years and greater, we had a very long-running tradition of free Chalupa coupons when you leave. The Blazers scored over 100.
And in Portland,
Yeah,
the city of weed, if you want to see people get excited, you throw Taco Bell at them at
Well,
their
and then-
basketball
and then
games.
Basically, like,
so good.
And obviously, all the homeless love Blazer games because they would always stand out and just collect the free coupons when they left. But you know what I don't really like anymore? And I get the move from McDonald's, but I don't like the McD app. I don't like the fact that you have to like log into this app to claim your free small fry. Like, what are you saving? Like 89 cents? And you got to deal with the app, and you have to admit to your friends that you have the McD app on your phone.
Don't look at my phone.
Here's real quick though, if we're going to talk about fast food apps, taking a little sidebar, have you ever used the Taco Bell app?
Taco Bell has an app too.
The Taco Bell app is the greatest app in the history of fast food.
If I press a button, does a taco pop out at me? Because
Not quite that
obviously
good,
it's not how
but
it works.
you can literally customize anything you want and adjust pricing accordingly. So you can manufacture your way to new things, or maybe making things that are basically the same as a different item on the menu a little cheaper. And then you can all do that without having to talk to a greasy teenager and or person of a specific age who should probably have a real job by now.
Ouch.
We can edit that part out, right?
way to alienate.
No editing.
He just alienated all 2 of our subscribers.
Not including the ghost accounts. And I might even
I'm sorry, Frank.
I might even unsubscribe. Not really. Actually, I used to work at McDonald's a long time ago.
That's where I
I
got
learned
my
a
start.
lot of valuable skills.
Did we all work at McDonald's?
Yes.
Wow. Mind
Anybody
you,
else
I
make
only
it up
made
to a
it
manager rank?
3 days. I did 3 days and I
got
quit
team
drink.
lead.
Oh,
Team lead.
so
But then I left when I turned 16.
So is that-
sorry, 17.
does that make me the most successful McDonald's person out of us?
You're the #1 McDonald's employee on this podcast.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Told you I should have got that raise.
So, for any of you who like to comment on podcasts or on YouTube, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Actually, we'd love to hear your thoughts on who or what you are looking forward to most in this 2017-18 Blazers season.
You know what else I'm looking forward to? Just throwing this one out here.
Do it.
Swanigan. I'm just gonna say it.
I was gonna say Swanigan, and I was gonna have my first
Sweatigan.
First little like miss out, but yeah.
I'm excited for him. Now, I'm not excited for any and every additional incoming Rookie of the Year prospects article that's already have been trickling out where he's not in the top 5, top 10.
If his
he's
last
not on
name
any
was
list.
Ball.
Well, yeah, but not after a ridiculous summer league performance. Still hasn't cracked any top 10s. Any of them. I actually dug through them earlier today trying to find one. I went through 5 or 6, didn't make any of them.
If I remember, though, I mean, Damian Lillard was the same way, right? He had a pretty decent summer league showing, but everything went to Anthony Davis on. Oh my gosh, he is the next coming.
Yes, but Dame was in the top 5s.
Okay.
Swanigan was drafted at 27,
26.
26. Yeah, that's far enough.
Don't
down.
fact check us. I'm pretty sure I'm right though.
Late 20s. He wasn't drafted number 6 like Dame or number 11 like Myers. Moving right along.
Wait, hold on. I just had a mind blown moment that Leonard was drafted number 11 and he wears number 11. Sorry, that's my current blonde moment. Ooh. That just dawned on me now.
Actually, my mind is a little bit blown too. Yeah. Wait. Oh, actually, I think I ranked Myers at number 11 in my rankings.
See,
Oh,
I mean,
this is getting
just
full
bizarre.
circle.
Just
Yeah. Whoa.
destiny.
Yeah. So
That's how it was meant to be.
I am a little excited now. I'm gonna drink to that actually.
All right then.
To Myers?
I'm gonna drink to just anything now. I'm just
That's-
excited. I'm
that's how I
flat out
live my
excited.
life.
You know, we're in training camp. We're gonna be starting some preseason games soon. Like I have will to live again. I mean like, you know, like as far as football is concerned, like yeah, I'm a Seahawks fan. I like football. Man, I love Blazers, and I cannot wait to see games more than one freaking day of the week. Huh? Am I right?
I already renewed my PlayStation Vue subscription,
I'm
so
about ready to start mine.
come first game.
I renewed my Comcast subscription. See, like we should be sponsored already by like 10 Barrel, Widmer Hef, Taco Bell, and Comcast. I don't know how these people aren't knocking on our doors currently, trying to throw money our way.
It's your 7 ghost accounts.
I don't know why I did that either. So whatever. Screw this.
We're
Big
done.
Corporate.
So, hey, division rivals. That was on our list to talk about, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
So it's really hard to like go into division rivalries because obviously, like at this point, it's all speculation. But however, I do think the shakeups in the division, it's going to be really hard because I mean, I don't want to give OKC credit for this, but I have to just assume that there's going to be a lot of ball hogs and they're going to just fumble and they're going to fight and they're going to have a hard time and they're going to fail because of it. But the truth of the matter is they're probably going to be the one dominating the division.
I don't know. In most rankings, they finished last year 47 wins. Most online predictions have them finishing about
who leads our division?
about 49 and a half.
Minnesota and OKC are I think I personally, if I were betting, I would say it's OKC, Minnesota, Portland.
No,
I don't know.
I'll put OKC first.
I want to see Portland top 2 there. But I mean, I don't know.
Okay, OKC will probably get first. Portland second. Minnesota, that's a hard one for me because it seems like every year this is Minnesota's year. This is the year that the team filled with nothing but point guards is going to figure it out and get it together.
I mean,
luckily,
they don't have Rubio.
Luckily, yeah, Rubio's gone. So but it's Minnesota. I'm done giving them the benefit of the doubt, which is sad because everybody's giving the benefit of the doubt. They're actually currently ranked on ESPN's projections to finish third in the West with over 50 wins. They're above OKC with Melo, George, and Westbrook.
That's gotta change shortly.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got a lot of promise, but promise. We're talking promise.
I don't know. I mean, again, every time we get to the playoffs, I'm the guy who puts the Blazers to win the whole thing. I mean, I am about as optimistic as it gets. I don't put money on it, but so it's very convenient to put up bets when you don't have anything personally at stake. However, That's just who I am. I obviously believe my team. I believe the Blazers have what it takes. I think going into the season that we're going to crush it. I think we're going to have the best starting 5 in the NBA. It's optimism, but it's like, how blind is it really? We have Lillard, McCollum, Nurk. It's incredible power 3 right there. I mean, I don't know. Swanigan goes in there. But I think Amino goes to the 3, and I think Swanigan goes in the 4.
The question is mostly, how much better did all of the other teams get? Because realistically, we will be a better team. Nurk is a big piece of that, but Ed Davis comes back from injury.
Yeah.
Aminu's back from injury. Last year, Alan Crabb was plagued by his injury, and now we just don't have to deal with him.
I think the Blazers will benefit from all the other shakeups in the West, especially in the division.
Think about it.
We're returning a consistent roster.
Yeah, next to Golden State, we have the best continuity plus record.
Yeah.
12 came back this last season. I love it. So I'm very happy with our continuity.
Nudity.
Yeah, nudity.
What?
So far we have profanity and nudity on this show. Yeah.
Oh boy.
You heard it here first. Okay, so we obviously don't need to dive too much into it. Obviously, anything we talk about is speculation because you know what? We don't really care about any of those stupid pieces of shit teams other than the Blazers. Am I right?
True.
Can I get an amen? Testify.
That
Amen.
was awkward.
Yeah. Hey, I might enhance the audio on that and really just blow it out. Testify out of the water.
Insert church choir group.
Yeah.
Oh, my soul's dying a little.
Oh, my soul. Anyways. And for all of our church friends, you can unfollow us now.
Yeah.
True fact.
Just think of us as better people than what we actually are, please.
But hey, at least we're all pretty confident we're better than the Utah Jazz.
I actually put the Nuggets at the bottom. Their biggest addition was Paul Millsap. Name me somebody else on the Nuggets roster right now.
Kenneth Faried.
He's still there?
Yeah.
I thought they. Oh,
Well,
all right.
Plumlee.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Plumlee's there.
Plumlee just got a $44 million deal.
Will the Thrill Barton.
Oh, Will Barton. That's right.
Oh, the People's Champ. How did
and
I
actually,
forget the
their-
People's
Their
Champ?
best player, I think, arguably right now is Jokic. So,
I honestly
pretty solid.
Yeah. How did you guys all feel about Barton?
I loved him.
Yeah.
I love that man.
He fits my favorite category for bench player, young bench player, which is I'm going to go out there and I'm going to give it 200% and either fail spectacularly or succeed gloriously.
Exactly.
And I miss that because we don't have anybody who's going that hard right now. Shabazz almost does.
Shabazz definitely hits it hard
Almost.
for sure.
My number 5.
I don't get the. He's not number 5 level there.
He's going to climb this year. He's
let's
going to
be
play
clear.
more minutes.
Whitledge
but
is
come
nuts.
on.
Well, duh. Yet somehow you guys are all still friends with me.
Well, of course we're friends with you.
Everybody needs the crazy chick.
And we're contractually obligated to be friends with you with the show.
This is true.
We have contracts.
Yeah, just came back from the attorneys today.
I have my own contract. I don't know. I have no contract.
I'm my own grandpa.
And you should see my salary.
So
I just settled for 11 cents
if
an
you're taking
hour.
100% of the profits, you're at what, like negative?
Yeah, you owe us all $52.
Yeah, you should see the bill for the hosting for the podcast. Out a whole whopping 20.
Our landlord is a total douche.
By the way, we are live in the man cave at my house.
Hey, we made a friendly addition. We have the Rip City big banner. It's big.
That's
in
how you
comparison.
know.
Tiny Wesley agrees. While chilling with small Lamarcus.
That's how you know. That's how you know this is a little indie show.
Yeah,
big
this
edition.
yeah.
Tiny banner.
Yeah, this will be our last show. Yeah. So sorry, guys.
We'll get out of my mom's basement soon.
So you know what? Let's just jump
When
right
she bring in
into
the
it, guys.
burritos. No.
Guys, what do you think we jump right into this? So we have like kind of a legendary question to ask.
It's,
So
as seen on the text message I sent 2 hours ago. So we all put deep and enormous amounts
Yeah,
of
you
thought
are getting
into
the
this.
most amount of research you will
Green-
ever get from us on a
Green,
topic.
you want to intro this?
Yeah, this is
Well,
your
it's
brainchild.
really simple.
Yeah.
At any time in their career, any former Trailblazer, who would make the biggest difference being substituted for another Trailblazer on the current roster? So you can remove, just for the sake of argument, you could say, let's get rid of CJ McCollum and put in Clyde Drexler. which would be a hell of a jump.
Yeah. So I do have a stipulation. So you said any point in time in their career. Are we going
While
with their
while they're Blazers.
Okay.
Because
okay.
otherwise, I would confess, my first thought was Scottie Pippen.
There we go.
That was my first thought, and then I was like, well, yeah, but as a Blazer, he was good.
That and the other option is throwing in Sabonis when he actually had decent knees and youth on his side.
That kind of throws my thing around a little bit. So I'm gonna go with it.
We'll
still.
let you go first.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll tell you
So-
how many rules you broke.
No, yeah. Well, I'm almost guaranteed to be made fun of. But you know what? As far as this improvement goes, I'm guaranteed to get props for the improvement. So my plan was to get rid of Jake Layman. No surprise there. I have like 15 on my list.
I got rid of him too.
Yeah. So Jake Layman and replace him with Buck Williams.
Okay.
Ooh, that's not bad.
I looked at Buck Williams. He wasn't on my short list, but he was one that I looked at.
So
Scrunched my face a little.
So let's just be clear about my thought pattern here. So I went ahead and I wanted a new 4, so I got rid of a 4 for a 4. At least I'm gonna put Jake Layman in the 4.
He's kind of a combo 3-4.
Yeah.
Which
So-
is why I got rid of him on mine. I'm not saying who I had yet, but same. He kind of does nothing, and he's deep enough in the bench that again, you're pushing back, replacing, pushing whoever's starting at 4, which is kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we need to improve in the 4 position the most. I mean, I think we're pushing Amino into the 3. I think we're going to see a lot of a lot of Amino in the 3, and I think 4 is going to need some help. I mean, who do we have in our 4 right now? Like, I mean, I like to see Swan again in there.
Ed Davis can pull it off.
Ed
Though
Davis
he'll be
can pull
playing
it
a lot
off,
of backup
but like,
center.
also, I mean, so I'm saying like having a good solid 4, is probably someone I'd want. And and again, I went for the whole career. I went and Googled his stats, and 12.8 points and 10 rebounds. So he's basically averaging a double-double. I mean, those are incredible numbers for So, anyways, so Buck Williams. So my lineup would be Lillard, McCollum, Aminu, Buck Williams, and Nurk. I like that.
That's not a bad lineup.
That is a hell of a starting lineup.
Yeah.
My starting lineup, actually, since I've got some overlap, looks a lot like yours. But I also went with a 4. I was going to go with a 3. I felt like maybe because there's enough guys that are similar at 4, we might get a bigger bump at 3, and Scottie Pippen was definitely at the top of that list. I looked at Maurice Lucas quite a bit, thought he'd be fun. But at the end of the day, I also thought about one really intangible thing, and that's toughness. Our team's a lot of young guys, and we've kind of had a history of, kind of being fake tough at best.
Did you get some 90s players in there?
So I went for my number 4 spot in a starting lineup with Dame, CJ, Aminu, and Nurkic, Rasheed Wallace.
There we go. I was very close to making the same choice.
Because who else?
He's also he could be a 5 too, but I mean
He can be a 5, and that's the other trick. He's kind of interchangeable in those spots, which means you can always have a good, strong defensive 5 out there. Plus, we've got enough 4s to shuffle around as needed with some backups. And, I think he actually, if you put him on the same team as Myers Leonard, that would be the best thing to ever happen to Myers.
I would
Either that or Myers Leonard dies.
I would kill to be a fly on the wall of that practice facility.
I mean, if you're replacing Rasheed with Layman, how much time do you think Myers even sees on the floor?
Touche.
Well, I mean, everybody's got to carry the backpacks.
No, man. You have a really big lineup that would stretch the floor if you have both of those guys out there. 2 big men that can shoot pretty well from deep, and then Rasheed can also be a force down the baseline. I think realistically, as far as where am I going to get the biggest jump in growth in general, nobody's going to make everybody else better like Rasheed Wallace.
I like the Sheed, man. I actually agree, and I looked at Rasheed for sure, but ultimately I landed on Williams.
So with me, we actually aligned because I thought the thing that our team was missing the most is toughness. I want somebody who's going to get out there, get angry, throw their body around. I kind of broke a little away from you guys. I went straight up position for position. I'm taking away one of our 3s. I would give away Turner in order to get Zebo back, which is funny seeing as that he's still in the league. But I want Trailblazer Zebo.
Okay.
And I want that tough guy mentality. I was right on the fence tossed up between on if him or Rashid.
Mm-hmm.
Rashid, the only thing that kept him off my list is I'm the techs.
Yeah, but I would like to think. I mean, and by the end of his career, he was technical fouling a lot less, mind you.
Yeah, the fines started going up and up
the
and
fines, the limits, the suspensions became introduced. That is my favorite Rasheed Wallace stat, is that he literally holds an unbreakable technical foul record. You can't break it anymore. By the time you start getting,
I don't know.
along the path, you're
Draymond
suspended.
Green may eventually end up challenging it at the tail end of his career.
If you're talking overall career, I don't know, season long, Rasheed has the unbeatable record. You can't do it physically in a season because it was somewhere north of 100 in a season, and now you start getting suspended every other one. I think it's at 8 or 10.
Seventh.
Is it 7?
Seventh, I believe.
So if you're getting suspended every other technical foul starting then, you don't have time to technical foul over 100 times.
End of the season, your last paycheck is a bill.
What was Dennis Rodman's technical record?
Not as bad as Wallace's.
Wow.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dennis Rodman is back in the era where they still allowed punching in the paint, so...
That's true.
Which is part of, again, why Maurice Lucas looked really good, because that guy's fighting, mind you, was very much old-timey, curled up, backwards.
Old man
wrist.
boxing?
Yeah, it was that. It was like Irish man on a bottle of beer boxing. It still was, he was still a tough guy. There's a reason he was the enforcer.
Now, actually, Whitledge, I thought you were also considering us a bonus Myers trade.
So that was my instinctual, but I feel as though that's the cheating way out.
But
If Myers is ranked at the bottom of my list, and I can get Sabonis, of course, toss out...
but then you were throwing out Nurk for the 5.
Yeah, and that's why I couldn't go with Sabonis, because I would love to see Sabonis with this team.
Exactly.
100%.
I think he might be the most fun substitution, which is weird because watching Nurkic play is fun.
Here's a
But
fun one. If
I
they're on the
can't-
court together, which one's playing the 5, which one's playing the 4? If you were to get your time machine to work properly in this.
I think
I'd probably move
Nurk
Nurk to the...
yeah,
or
Nurk-
no, I'd keep Nurk at 5.
No, I think Nurk goes to the 4.
I don't know.
That's kind of where I'm leaning too. Yeah.
Sabonis is the better shooter.
Sabonis is the rim jockey.
Yeah. He's got the
And he's got the little hook.
the little hook. Yeah.
True.
But
But
Nurk
they're
is
both great inside-out passers, too.
Yes.
And that's...
But this is like-
nobody didn't like Sabonis.
This is almost an impossible question though, because none of us.
On the flip
ever
side,
put
I
DC
would
players
love
in the top
having
and the
a
4.
player on each side of the block that a defense has to respect.
True.
That would be fantastic. But anyways, no, I felt that was a cheat.
would
I
be
felt it
hard,
was a
yeah.
cop out to just say, "Oh, toss out Myers Leonard and give me Sabonis." That's simple.
And, my cop-out was I thought Bill Walton and Clyde Drexler first, because what do? You go for the 2 best in history.
Wait, who?
Will Bolton.
Okay, all right. So
Will Bolton.
the Bill Walton ball. It's been brought
Bill,
in.
you brought him Bill Bolton.
Bill Bolton, the ball,
Billy
the myth,
Baldwin?
the legend.
What?
Is here. Yes.
Oh,
And
man.
next week I'm gonna bring in my Pog collection. I got this really cool. They don't judge me.
Don't judge
Hey,
Pogs,
you know what?
dude.
Pogs were cool.
That was
When-
my childhood.
It was all of our childhood.
Some of our childhood doesn't need to come back.
I have the.
I'll bring it
collector-
back.
I have the collector.
the big old
holder.
yeah.
You put the Pogs in.
And you got to weight them all down with your slammers to hold them in the
I'm
tube.
very proud of my Pogs. However, I'll have you know that collection. I had to purchase so many Blizzards from Dairy Queen to get because it was a Dairy Queen set. It was a Dairy Queen.
That sounds a lot like my
Collector-
old collector's cups that I
Yeah.
sadly also thankfully don't have anymore.
Dude, wasn't Dairy Queen the best though when it comes to Blazer gear?
Oh, yeah.
I got all my early Blazers.
I
stuff
thought
from
Burger
Dairy Queen.
King had a
No,
good run. Did who? Oh no, the collector's
Dude,
glasses
Dairy-
were Dairy
That was
Queen.
all
Dairy
Dairy
Queen,
Queen,
that
man.
always had Blazer stuff, and I loved it. I lived right next to a Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
I'd save my allowance up. I'd go buy a Dilly Bar, and I would get my Pog, and I was like, yes.
And now
Dilly
the
Bar
team
Pogs.
has gone highbrow, and it's mostly through Burgerville. For you
Well,
East
Burgerville's
Coast
local.
viewers,
Burgerville gives you like seeds with your meal, like plant carrots and stuff like that. Dude, I don't get anything from the Blazers from Burgerville.
well, wasn't it 2-3 years ago they came out with their Trailblazer burger, which was loaded
I
with
don't
like
know.
a spicy
It's
mayo and
almost like saying
jalapenos.
Pyramid
And a
meets
related
Blazer
note,
beer.
just proposal for a later episode. Every year there's a Trailblazer themed beer. I'm pretty sure that's going to be cause for half an episode. Reviewing the Trailblazer beer.
Oh, of course.
I mean,
I was not impressed with the 77.
Raining threes was all right. The 77 was pretty decent.
Yeah, 77 is probably one of my favorites. That's me personally. I like the taste of it. It's a lager.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. As far as like a lager's concerned, like I'm an IPA guy, and yeah, I'm drinking a half right now, but I really enjoy the 77.
And he went complete opposite half. He said, "What can I drink that Witty drinks?"
Yes, wit, mere half. No pun intended.
So, another thing I want to bring up to you guys. So you've all heard about the changes to the draft lottery system.
I haven't.
You have
Tell
not?
me about this
Wait.
magical change.
Yes, inform us.
So let me bring the information to your brains. So no, changing it so that instead of the top 3 teams being up there, and if you're or having the best odds for the ping pong ball, they brought 4 teams in and given everybody a 14% flat shot at the top pick.
So what you're saying is that dumping your season is not going to really benefit you as much?
Yes,
it will benefit if you're in the bottom 4, but being 1 to 4,
yeah,
that levels it out, which I like. That is my second preferred way of fixing that system.
Yeah.
My favorite is the Bill Simmons theory.
Not sure I'm up on the Bill Simmons theory.
All right, so this is one he drops it on his podcast regularly. So here's what you do.
Don't plug other people.
Hey, it's fine.
Hey, podcast plug podcast.
Hey, if you want to
Game respects game, that kind of thing.
want to listen to both, I mean, that's cool by me. Hey, Bill, if you want to plug us, I mean, call me. I'll be on your show.
We're going to do some shout-outs. Might as well shout out Blazers Edge, too, while we're at it.
This is true. This is true.
You mean my homepage for the last 8 years?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
I would argue to say that their SEO is ranked high because of all 3 of us.
We don't hurt that at all for him.
No.
So the Bill Simmons
Shout out to the Deckard.
The Bill Simmons theory for draft picks is you take all of the teams that didn't make the playoffs and you put them in a March Madness style one and done tournament for the number 1 draft pick.
Players are already arguing for shorter seasons, more rest. You're not getting anybody in that.
There's playoffs already that happen, right? So these are the non-playoff teams,
So
and
this is
now
the
they're
sub-playoffs?
Yeah, so it is now the teams that didn't quite make the playoffs playing to make their team better next year. So then you're not rewarding the teams that suck on their way up. Now you're only rewarding achievement. So if you barely didn't quite make it into the playoffs, you can play your way into a draft pick that can help you make it in next year.
actually
Great,
like that.
great, because I was needing something to watch after I finished my Orlando-Charlotte playoff series. I needed to watch something else afterwards.
So I actually like that method and that theory of like picking teams because it makes, I don't know, you can watch multiple things. Like for instance, let's say the Blazers don't make the playoffs, which will not happen, I can assure you.
Heard
But
it here first, folks.
in the event that
51 wins.
something awful happens, and we don't
49.
make it, we have something to watch and something to root for too. Because now you have an incentive for your team to do well in the playoffs, the bad playoffs, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, well, and if you do it as a one and done, I mean, realistically, that's 4 games.
Yeah, that's basically
true.
Like, that's like summer league.
Yeah, and in one and done format, I mean, that's made for highlights. That's why people like March Madness. It isn't because the basketball's good. Trust me, I watched a lot of March Madness last year. The basketball, very sorry, NCAA. Recruiting scandal.
They got enough stuff on their plate. I really don't think they care about your opinion at the moment.
Adidas. Anyways,
So regardless, I digress. That at least this method, it minimizes the hinkyism of, well, we're just going to keep losing really, really hard until we have enough really good young guys that are number 1, 2, 3 draft picks.
Minnesota proved that theory wrong. So
76ers
Theoretically, they're
through that
looking
season.
decent this year, though.
Now,
Minnesota.
now.
76ers,
It took
though,
forever.
yeah.
76ers,
Trust the process.
Oh yeah,
Trust the
That's
process.
what you've been selling your fan base for the past 5 years now.
Something like that.
Let's get every first round pick every freaking year.
all of them.
Yeah, it's like, and your team is still ranked. What they get second to last year?
Well, it doesn't hurt when one of the years you draft the number 12 draft pick as your number 1. But that's beside the point. Hey, speaking of making picks, I think we've hit all of our stuff on the official checklist. But we need more beer. And so our next show is Monday.
Yes. So this little Friday episode was actually a little special because we wanted to get one episode on the books after our pilot, but kind of into like what our little training. See, I can't even speak right now.
We wanted a show done right, with a weekend for you guys to digest it all before the start of the preseason.
So FanFest, it's hitting us this Sunday.
Yeah,
you two guys are being good fans and going.
You're being a good husband.
I'm trying to make my wife happy and go to a family event that is not FanFest.
I'd love to ridicule you, but it's probably the smart bet in the long run.
Yes, she does listen to this podcast.
Oh, all the time.
And yeah, she's a
first one like 12 times.
One of our 4.
She's like 8 of our
9
views
yes.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
She just watches it on a loop.
Yeah, we have 8 hours of view time because of her, thankfully.
Yeah.
Sarcasm only here. But, however, me and Whitty are going to be going to FanFest. And if for some chance you've watched this podcast, for some reason you recognize us, come say hi. We're going to be filming. We're going to be doing some...
Literally, they will be happy to take pictures with a fan and post it on Facebook saying, look, someone recognized us.
I'll giggle like a little schoolgirl. I got no qualms about it.
Oh, if somebody's actually a fan out there and identifies us and wants a picture... I'm sure. I mean, I'd probably pay you cash. I would be so excited. I wouldn't know what to do.
I won't. No.
I would.
You can pay me.
So overwhelmed. I would probably buy you a beer. So yeah, there you go. There's the commission right there. I set you out forth. Find me. Get a picture with me at FanFest, and I'll buy you a beer.
I'm now gonna flood this show onto Facebook, and I'm hoping 72 people will come up to you.
My wife will be like, "Wow, I noticed you spent."
So you went to the
$828 on beer
at the free event.
You know what though? Like we had a big push in subscriptions. We probably got 8 cents in YouTube ads, and you know what? It was worth it in the end. It was worth it in the end.
Yeah. So beer bet of the week. Loser buys a 6-pack to bring next time. Because you notice we're averaging about 2 beers a pop during these episodes.
Yeah, that's just during the episodes, folks. That's not after the episode.
You should see the pre-show meeting
when we do our post podcast deliberations. Yeah.
So with that said, I believe the stat that we were wanting to place the bet on was assists. Any arguments with that, gentlemen?
No, you got to clarify it. Assists for FanFest, correct?
Yeah, assists at FanFest.
Okay.
All right. So who are we? So Green?
Yeah, your bet. You start.
All right. So I'm going to go a little bit off the beaten path for this one. I'm not going with a guard. I'm going to Nurkic. I think FanFest is a great opportunity for an inside guy to lob to some other folks. And I think he'll probably be the most likely of any of our guys.
Dang it.
Yeah, he just...
So I was going for Nurk for sure. Okay, you know what?
Most interesting bet. We all take Nurk.
All right, you know what?
I assumed you guys were going to jump to Dame and CJ.
Yeah,
no.
Well, before Whitty takes him, I'll take CJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
You all just murdered my list right there. All right, fine. I got to go off the beaten path. I'll buy the beer next week, I guess. I'll take Swanigan.
Really? I would have thought you were going to go Shabazz just to be weird.
Thought about it, but then I didn't want to be too predictable.
So here's the rules, folks. So if none of us win, none of us owes each other a beer.
I believe it should be whoever has the least
that's
assists.
true. That's true.
Yeah,
no,
it's a rankable stat. There you go.
That's true. Okay. I like this. And so it's dealer's choice. No, it's not. It's actually
winner's choice.
Not dealer's choice.
Yeah, because I was going to say if it's dealer's choice, I can still find Zima.
And you know what, though? I think
it's not bad.
I think next week is a perfect opportunity to implement shot of the week. If we happen to catch some kind of shot that's worth noting, I say we take a shot. And if anybody listening has a favorite kind of liquor, please put in the comments what we should take a shot to.
And also buy us the liquor and deliver it to us so that we can drink it.
Yes, come to our residences and deliver this liquor. You creeps. No, not really. You're not creeps.
You can trust everybody on the internet.
Yeah. Yes.
In fact, to tie into what you had said last week, I met a really nice Nigerian prince yesterday. If I send him $1,000, he will give me $1 million. It's fantastic.
That's not a bad rate of return.
That's a great rate of return. Actually, I might actually look into that more. $1,000 for $1 million. I mean, what do you have to be wrong like 1,000 times for that not to pay off?
Pretty much.
So out of 1,000 princes, like paying $1,000 to, like you have to be wrong 1,000 times for that bet not to pay off.
Exactly. I mean, if only one of them is a real prince.
Yeah. There's a lot of countries in the world. I'm pretty sure if I had 1,000 chances, I can find one rich one.
There's got to be one rich prince out there that needs $1,000 to free up his million.
So while we're at the tail end of this here show, and we've already taken it off the rails, Hugh Hefner died.
He died.
Yeah, didn't you already say that?
I
Is that really ruling your mind right now?
It's been on my mind forever. I wanted to pose the question to you guys. So what was your first Playboy experience? In honor of Hugh Hefner, I want to ask.
I think I was 10, and I had a friend.
So was a friend.
Whose dad had Playboy. My parents were super conservative, but I had like a friend whose dad had a chest full of these things, and like he's like, "Hey, you want to check out something cool?" And he like pulled him out. I think his name was Grant, and went to his house.
Hi,
and
Grant.
pulled these things out. Yeah, hey Grant, if you're listening, yeah, I haven't seen you in like 20 years. Awkward.
Maybe return my phone call.
Yeah. Been looking for those.
Need to visit your dad's house.
Yeah, no, that was the first and probably the only experience because magazines are super ancient. So, anyways, that was probably it.
All right, Green.
Oh boy,
2 weeks ago.
first experience. Yeah. So yesterday,
Play
I read
what?
this news. Oh,
Bought some collectors
man.
online.
Oh, things I don't want to say on the internet.
Nobody watches the internet. It's fine.
Not this. After my parents split, my dad was very not subtle about keeping a very large stack of Playboys basically in his living room. So I remember being in
nice.
middle
He puts
school,
out
and there was
magazines for the
literally
guests.
like a stack of like 15 of them. Now they weren't on like the coffee table, but there was like this little nook in the living room kind of. It was a condo, so it wasn't like it wasn't a hidden nook. It was just like, oh hey, there's a little
the
thing in
news.
the wall there. Okay, he's got a stack of magazines. What's that on top? Oh, Lara Croft nude. What? Oh, okay, it's the actress that plays her. Who's ever heard of Angelina Jolie? Yeah, whoever that is.
Just dated yourself right there on on the reference.
Yeah.
All right, I think mine. I want to say it's kind of sad because it was before I hit the double digits in age, but I want to say I was 8 or 9 years old, and I was at my grandpa's place. Why is it always the dirty old men that introduce? I guess their market, but
Jeez.
no
Who's
lonely
willing to pay for these things in public?
lonely housewives reading it for the articles. But no, I was playing like hide and go seek with one of my cousins in the basement, and I went to go jump into like this gigantic trunk, and I was just gonna hop in and close the lid. I opened the lid up, and in my memory, it was kind of like the Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Holy Grail light.
Lights shining out of the
Exactly. I open this up, and there is just like hustlers and playboys and everything, and I'm just like, what is this? Okay.
What is this?
I at least understood what I was looking at being like 9 years old, so I took one. Now, what was funny is that we lived out here in the Pacific Northwest. My grandparents lived back out in Minnesota. My grandpa actually called us 2 weeks after we flew back home because apparently the man kept a methodical count on these, and he knew one was missing. Again, this is a trunk that has thousands of magazines, and one is gone.
I mean, you can't fit thousands of magazines into a
Well,
trunk. Yeah.
I would just assume he's putting them in sequentially as he gets them, and he's like, wait, what happened to March?
Yeah, I was gonna say what happened to March. Oh God,
And we've completely derailed.
yeah.
So,
All right, we'll bring this back. So,
And closing statements. Yes, Playboys. Yeah, sorry, Hugh Hefner. I guess his son or his heir is super rich now. However, we have some exciting news to not really announce now.
Not
to announce
announcing.
next episode, but we may
teaser.
have a very prominent figure in Blazer community coming to do a Skype interview with us.
I will say this.
Yeah.
On the
This
13th.
prominent figure, I'm just going to give a non-clue out. When I first met Whitty here, we went to a bar to watch a Blazer playoff game. And instead of talking specifically about the Blazers, though I'm sure we did a bit of that, we mostly talked about how much we loved this individual over the course of that game. It was against the Spurs. It wasn't a good game.
No.
That said, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I heard that we were in contact, and I cried a little.
Yeah, I think they both wet themselves when I sent
I
them
think
the
we all
text.
avoided our bowels completely. It was incredible. Like I hear news of this when it broke from Whitty here, who managed to get his way into this interview, and I don't think I could sleep the entire night. I was super excited. So
I sent off the email way earlier in the day, and when I got a response back, me and the wife were in downtown Portland and walking down the street, and I mean, I don't think I necessarily stood out being a weirdo in Portland, but I skipped and did backflips down the street. I'm not gonna lie. The wife's going, did we win the lottery? They did a Powerball drawing tonight, right?" And I'm like, "No, even better."
I feel like we won the lottery.
So all you fans out there who are actually listening and like to comment,
Made it all the way through this.
Yeah.
Comment and guess who you think our special guest is. We're going to announce him next week. Yes, spoiler alert, it's a him. We're going to announce him next week and who it is and how you can get more information about that show. So again, stay tuned for that. I think this is a wrap, guys. So again, thank you all for listening to the official first episode of BlazerTag.
Comment, subscribe, download. You can find
Shoot
us anywhere.
us an email with questions.
Questions
With
and
follow us
ding.
on Twitter
Yes.
at BlazerTag Podcast. At BlazerTag Podcast. You got to add the podcast. Otherwise, you'll end up following a
There's a laser tag company in Texas.
Yes. But just follow us.
Just
the
go-
podcast.
just type in
BlazerTag
BlazerTag P.
Podcast.
If you put the P next to it, you're gonna auto-populate. It's gonna happen. So
We're kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
all 3 fans on Twitter. Yes.
The 9 of you who watched our first video.
No, we had more than 9. We have 9 subscribers. We had like
Are we up to
45.
9 subscribers? Holy cow.
Yeah.
45 people. If anyone is currently watching and has made it this far to the end of the video, all you have to do is tell me you've made it this far. I'm assuming I know you at this point. I will buy you a beer.
Uh-oh.
Maybe
Oh,
some
throwing
whiskey.
it out there to the random social circle.
I'm gonna probably lose money. No, I'm not gonna lose any money.
I was gonna say
at
you're
FanFest.
yeah.
Let's be real. So,
Wait,
What
hold on.
dreams may come.
Am I allowed to come up to you at FanFest?
yeah, right.
Hey, I saw the podcast.
Yeah, touche,
you did
touche.
great.
I'll-
You did
I'll
great.
shave my beard, put on fake glasses,
I
and
actually
show
watched
up.
it. So, all right, guys.
All right.
Wait, with that said, keep rocking on. Again, the little tagline I like to kind of put out there is BlazerTag is a podcast for the fans, by the fans. We're not posers. We're not fakes. We love the Blazers through and through, and we love beer too. And this show needs to end now because we're completely out of beer.
I was gonna say bottles dry.
And-
swigs.
Hey,
So,
we made
last
it.
last swig.
Hey guys, hey, also,
we
let's
made
cheers to
it.
this. No beers were spilled this
Ding.
entire episode, guys.
Don't
Rip
spill them on the
City.
cheers.
Rip City. Cheers,
Rip
folks.
City.